So, looking at the external features, we have right here, we have the tympanum, which is the eardrum. You have the nictitating membrane. So, eye is not one of your choices. So, if I have a pin just inside the eye, then I'm asking for the nictitating membrane. Then we have here the external nares that will go through to the other side to the internal nares. So the internal nares are going to be right here. There's two of them. There's also going to be some teeth up here. And so the teeth, there's two little teeth right here. Those are the vermeer teeth. They're bony, so I really can't put a pin in them. So if I have like a pin that's just kind of like right here, then that's what I'm looking for, is the vermeer teeth. These are the maxillary teeth that go along the edge, and the same thing. If I just have a pin that's sitting up here, then I'm looking for a maxillary teeth. Then you go down a little bit further into the mouth. And so this is the tongue. And then you have these openings right here. These are the eustachian tubes. And then you have this opening right here that basically air goes through. And so this is the glottis. There is an esophagus back here, or pharynx actually, that you don't need to know. So if I have a pin here, I'm looking for the glottis. Let's go ahead and do the muscles so that I don't forget. Other external features, right here, there's an opening right here. That's the cloacal opening. So if I have a pin right here, that's the cloacal opening. And then you've got your muscles. You've got this big one up here. This is the leg. This is the femur. It would be the bone that would be here. So this is the triceps femoris. And then you have down here, you have your gastrocnemius, which is basically like the big old calf muscle. Going inside, start with the heart up here. And so on the heart, oh, yours is not, still has some film over it. And so we have the V portion, or the bottom portion of the heart. Here we go. We have, this is the ventricle. And then you have above that, you have the two atriums. Then you have this big structure right here, which is the liver. Underneath the lobe liver on his right-hand side, you should see the gallbladder. The gallbladder is this little flat pea sac. Then as far as if you lift all of this up, you should be able to find a lung. Okay, the lung, there's one right here, and then there should be one on the other side, and there's one right here. These are kind of small. Sometimes they can be longer, sometimes they're a little bit more pink. It just depends on how they preserve them. These are fat bodies. Oops, I didn't mean to pull it out. That's a fat body. And so that's there to store energy for hibernation. Lift up the liver. Here's the stomach. The stomach, when it begins to bend, it turns into the small intestines. But right here between them, you're going to find the pancreas. So this very small structure right here is the pancreas. I'll probably have a probe underneath it just like that. So stomach, small intestines, pancreas. I will probably disarticulate the small intestines to where basically I take out the membrane. And so you might see the small intestines being pulled apart. The diameter of the small intestines, thicker down here, is going to be the large intestines. And then you see in the mesentery of the small intestines right here, this bean structure, the bean is the spleen. As far as other things in here, we have underneath, open this up, this structure right here is the kidney. You have, this is a female, and so this is the ovary. The ovary has eggs in it. Don't put eggs because that would be incorrect. So this is the ovary. It would go into these structures down here, which are the oviducts. Also down here we have the bladder. So this is the bladder. And then of course all that would exit through the cloacal opening. We have a male. Okay, so on this one, there's no obvious ovaries or eggs, and so we can separate and find, hey, there's the spleen because it's in the mesentery of the small intestines, and then over here is the testes. On this particular one, it's kind of at the base of all these fat bodies, so there's a testes there, and then there should be one on the other side, and then there's the other testes. And then here's the kidney on this one. So the kidneys sometimes have this pink color. This particular lung has some pink color to it as well. So I think that's it.